Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about some of the important questions in creating an inclusive school paper, B.Ed second year, first unit perspectives in inclusive education, second unit understanding barriers to inclusive education, third unit building inclusive learning environment, fourth one is curriculum adaptation, fifth one is management of inclusive classroom. These are the 5 units coming under creating an inclusive school. The first unit, there are so many acts, policies, and programs related to inclusive education in India. Before learning this first unit, you should learn from first of all what you mean by inclusive education. You understand the concept of inclusive education and definition and need and importance of inclusive education. You should know what is the need and importance of inclusive education. The various principles include coming under inclusive education. Then different approaches in inclusive learning, inclusive education approach, integrated education approach, special education approach. What do you meant by special education? So you should able to differentiate inclusive education, integrated education, and special education. Then only you have to move on to the next topic, like National Policy of Education 1986, then District Primary Education Program DPEP, SSA Education for All, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, then Right to Education Act 2009. So, inclusive education of the disabled at the secondary stage, IEDSS, then national policy of education. These are the acts and policies related to inclusive education. So, first of all of you let's know the concept of inclusive education, definition, then integrated education, inclusive education, and special education. Then next go to the second unit, understanding barriers to inclusive education. What are the barriers to provide inclusive education? Various barriers like attitudinal barriers, peer group, parents, systematic barriers, curriculum. These are the barriers to inclusive education. Then ways and means of promoting successful inclusion. The next 10 mark question, ways and means of promoting successful inclusion. How to overcome the barriers in providing inclusive education. Next 10 mark question, capacity building and capacity building among teachers and stakeholders to inclusive education. First of all, you should try to know what do you mean by stakeholders in education. So, capacity building among the parents, among the school administrators, and peer group and teachers. These are the capacity building among the school inclusive school. Then very important questions, objectives of inclusive education, write the benefits of inclusive education, benefits of inclusive education to non disabled student. Third unit, explain the meaning and concept of accessibility in relation to disability. Then you should able to define the term accessibility. Then explain the meaning and definition of universal design. Universal design, the word, you should know the complete meaning of universal design. What do you mean by universal design? explain the principles of universal design, and they explain the principles of universal design learning is another important questions. So they explain the application of universal design in education with an illustration. So the fourth unit is curriculum adaptation. So you should know the types of adaptation. What are the types of adaptation? Then explain the meaning of curriculum adaptation. Then explain the meaning of curriculum adaptation and curriculum accommodation. Then you should able to write decision making model of designing curriculum adaptation. Then peer tutoring strategy is another most important question. Then cooperative learning and cooperative teaching. So discuss the technologies that could be used for children with special needs in inclusive classroom. Last fifth unit, discuss the issues and challenges in management of inclusive classroom. Explain the meaning and concept of inclusive classroom. Then briefly discuss about the evidence based classroom. Then list the role of teachers in inclusion of children with special needs in the. So these are the important questions coming under the creating an inclusive school. So all of you work hard and try to get more marks. If you like this video, you please share this video to your friends. Wish you all the best. Thanks for watching.